I'm speaking again. And by that, I mean a lot of people seem to actually kind of dig the commentary, which is really, really heartwarming for me in particular because of stuff that I can talk about later. Anyway, the entire point of this run, as the title suggests, is that I'm going to attempt to beat the game with garbage items. I'm not sure if this is even possible. I've made a few attempts just kind of half-heartedly over the last day or so. Excuse me. Just to see if there's any sort of merit to the idea. The hardest part I actually found, the hardest part that I've found so far is actually just identifying what the garbage items are. But I think I have a pretty good idea of what they'd be. So when I actually have items available, I will talk about that more. Like I said, I'm really not sure if this is possible. I'll try. It may end up being the case that oh my god, my throat. It may end up being the case that I have to actually add in some known good items to make it possible. Just for the sake of, making the video, not a flop. Not a failure. I don't want... I'm willing to upload failed runs, but I'm not willing to... Is that the 4th frickin' mountain shrine? That's unusual. I'm willing to upload failed runs, but I'm not willing to upload them if they're too short. And, so far, with the experiments I've done with this premise, the runs have been about 10 to 15 minutes before I die. Although in those cases, I wasn't exactly trying very hard. Like, I was doing some AFK stuff in RuneScape while also testing over here. So, I don't know. We'll see. At least for now. I've already forgotten where the... Is that a 5th mountain shrine? Have I lost count? Maybe I've lost count. I think I might have lost count. Either way. Thank you for the comments and love and stuff on the last video. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. Because this build, this run concept kind of requires a lot of luck and really, really high execution. Which is, it doesn't exactly bode well when I'm trying to do active commentary at the same time, but what can you do, right? And yes, by the way, in case you're thinking it, I know that the clover is one of the best items in the game, and I know that taking it kind of defeats the purpose, but for the sake of making the run possible, that's 2 green items in a row. For the sake of making it possible and not terrible, I kind of have to take that. Okay. Identifying the garbage items is really, really tricky, I've found, because for the most part, there really aren't items that are actually bad in this game at all. Unlike, say, the original Risk of Rain, where there were items that you could just almost universally consider garbage tier, per se. In this game, almost every single item actually has some kind of use or value. But as you can see by the 2 that I've taken so far, I believe that I've identified the 2, more specifically, the 4, is the way I'm going to put it. The 4 items in the game that are actually just terrible. I think I've identified them, and those are going to be what this run focuses on. So those items are the Voltaic Mitt, as you've seen, Toxic Centipede, the friggin', I can never remember what it's called, but the sniper rifle scope from the red tier items, and the root. This. Because it's just a tiny amount of max HP, like it barely matters. Also, I will end up taking some mysterious... It seriously was 5 mountain shrines, what the hell? I will end up taking some mysterious vials because the run needs healing. Every run in this game needs healing if you want to survive. There's basically just no way around it. And mysterious vials, while they're not bad, they're probably one of the weakest healing options in the game. So I'll be taking some of those as well. The particular reason that I included the sniper rifle scope from the red tier items, is because I wanted to have something from the red tier to take, and to me it feels like the weakest item in the bunch. It might just be a personal thing, because like ultimately none of the red items are actually bad at all. There's a reason that red items are super rare. Arguably, maybe something like Dio's best friend could go there, but maybe I'll take one of those later, I don't know. My thoughts do kind of evolve as I go through these runs anyway. Because I start them, the ones that are like this, that are specifically a focus build, I start them with an idea in mind, and then that does tend to, it shifts a little bit over time, depending on how the experience goes, how things turn out. Just go over here, that'll do. So yeah. As far as why I think these items are actually bad, the ones that I've mentioned in particular. For one, the root item, which you'll have to forgive me, it is so forgettable that I can never remember exactly what it is. I think it's bitter root? Is it, let's see. What are you called? When I take you in a moment. Okay, it is bitter root. Don't worry, I'll commit that to memory for the remainder of the run. I put the bitter root in the list of worst items because the amount of extra HP it gives you is minimal. It's so small. Technically, there's some sort of defensive utility in having a little bit more max HP, but in a game where you can expect to just kind of get one shot randomly, max HP only does so much. Until you start getting into amounts of it that are appreciably large. And the only real ways to do that are to get a ridiculous amount of bitter roots, or take an infusion or two. For the purposes of this run, I will not be taking any infusions, by the way. The other items that I've put on this list, Voltaic Mitt is, I think, pretty self-explanatory. It is, as far as I can tell, the only completely useless item with really no synergies whatsoever in the whole game. It does relatively pitiful amounts of damage. The times that it can deal damage, very short duration, limited specifically to ladders and ropes, which not every stage is really going to have in advantageous locations. And also, there's just a tremendous amount of enemies that it can't damage. Just straight up. Enemies that can actually climb ladders and ropes are ones where it's useful. Also, flying enemies, it's pretty good at doing damage to them. But, like, the primary example I can think of for an enemy that it doesn't really do anything against is a Greater Wisp. It does not damage Greater Wisps, like, really at all. That's not entirely true. It can, but it does such a tiny amount of damage that it's just not worth it. However, it is not worth it, which means I am taking it, because that is the point of this run. Go figure. The other items on the list, the Toxic Centipede is the least useful green tier item as far as I can tell. Like, it does respectable damage, but even if you get a massive stack of them, it doesn't really do as much as you might think. Because there's a very... Whenever it actually infects something, there's a very set limit of damage that it can do. And it's not very much. It's really not. It also takes quite a while to recharge. Stacking it does actually make it pretty decent, unlike something like the Voltaic Mitt. But pretty decent and actually, like, good are two very different things. Hoi, hoi. Can already kind of see some of the problems here. The fact that I'm limiting myself to these specific items means that I'm going to be pretty weak for a while. But that's fine. Just like anything in this game, if you can stack enough of it, eventually it will work out and be good. It can just take a while to get to that point. Okay. Yes, I did take the stopwatch. Yes, I'm going to attempt to do the thing with the imps. This is going to be bad, but I'm going to try it anyway. Hello. I completely forgot that I took the stopwatch. Despite the fact that I just took it and was talking about it. Hey, did you know that I have really, really bad undiagnosed ADHD? Oh my god. I'm freaking ridiculous. Can't believe I just did that. I don't know what goes through my head sometimes, let me tell you. More often than not, it seems like nothing goes through my head. Anyway, Toxic Centipede doesn't have a whole lot of useful synergies with just about anything else. The only thing it really benefits from in terms of item interactions and synergies is like invincibility type stuff. But even then, it's not all that great. It does damage, though. And that's the important part. The last item that I have on this list, the sniper scope, which I still, for the life of me, cannot remember what it's called exactly, and I will find out when a red item drops. Start actually getting some more health. That item is there because it has literally a 1% chance of actually proccing, which is not very much at all. And even though it is, in theory, very, very powerful against elites, if you can get that 1% chance, it's still only 1%. It's not much. It's not even that it's not much, it's that it's just not enough to really be worth taking unless you've just got no better red items to grab. And also, there's the whole it doesn't affect boss enemies at all thing. That's a thing too, which makes it extra bad. I am going to die at this rate. Alright, can you do me a favor and explode, please? Nope, not you. Oh, come on. I wanted to get into this crate and get a foreign fruit, but no, I don't get a foreign fruit. I get a bunch more frickin' crabs. Back off. Nope, not you. Frick. Okay, well, this is really bad, and I am probably completely screwed. But hey, look how much damage Voltaic Mitt did to the jellyfish. Yay, it's so much. I hope I sound sufficiently sarcastic. 'Cause it's not actually that much. You know where I'd like to go? Is that one silly little ledge way over here. That was a poorly timed jump. Over there. But I don't think I can actually get over there with this setup. These items. Alright, can I just have some health, please? No, not you. You are not health. You are the opposite of health. And I'm dead. Am I dead? No, I'm not dead yet. What a miracle. Is there somewhere I can stand where I can infect these nerds without getting in range of being clapped by the crab? Nope, not you. You know what? Fine. You stay right... Nope, nope, nope. That's bad. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Shoot. It's not gonna work, but not for lack of trying, I promise. I need that. Hey, look, a vagrant. Oh, I need that too. At least I can do decent damage to wandering vagrants with my voltaic mitts. Yep, that's helpful. Don't get me wrong, it is helpful. But it's not good. Actually, it does a pretty sizable amount of damage to the vagrant. But that's what I would expect. And even then, that doesn't matter, because at this rate, I'm going to die. So, based on what you're seeing here, I think you can kind of understand what I was getting at when I was saying that I may have to actually take some good items, like the clover, to make this run even remotely possible. These items are just so bad. And they don't feature the things that you really need if you want to scale one of these runs to make it work right. Nah. Now, the only possible exception to that currently is if, by some miracle, I get, like, a red item, even if it's just one, and I get the scope, and it just, like, miraculously starts one-shotting things left and right, all over the place. If I manage to get that, then maybe there's some hope here. But I'm not holding my breath for that. Nope. More vials, please. I would like to not die here, if at all possible. Down you go. I feel like I'm just gonna have to keep repeating this little maneuver right here until these things die and I can get items. Which is not great. Hello there. Goodbye. Yeah, I don't like it. But it does let me do some amount of damage. Even Voltaic Mid gets to get into the action just a little bit here on the tubers, but like... Oh, apparently, and the Greater Wisps, too. There are a lot of ladders in this game that the Greater Wisps are just slightly too short for when it comes to using Voltaic Mitt for damage. You know what I'm kind of thinking, though? What I'm kind of feeling? What I'm kind of feeling is that if I can stack enough vials, specifically mysterious vials, there might be some hope here. But the only way this is going to work, that's bad. The only way this is going to work, as far as I can tell, is if I get at least one red item right now. Or like very, very soon. And I do mean that. Because some of these elites are just going to cause far too many problems if I can't at least have the chance to clear them out super quickly. Just to follow on the topic of bad items, though, I had to do quite a bit of theory crafting to come up with what the bad items actually are. Okay, that's kind of huge. To come up with what they actually are, because like I was saying earlier, pretty much every item in this game actually has some really, really good value in some sort of way. Some of them are more build dependent, but for the most part, they all do something. Ooh, they all do something good or useful or helpful. If, for example, if you're talking about something like maybe life savings, which is, as far as I can tell, pretty often lauded as a bad item, even life savings still has some sort of value because it actually gives you a non-zero and pretty sizable amount of money. And the entire point of that would be to get the money early into a stage. That is the key part. Sometimes that can be exactly what you need to make a run work, for example, from the very beginning. In case anybody happened to, say, watch my run, where I beat the game without actually attacking, I'm pretty sure I had to take at least one life savings in that. I'm pretty sure I did. Because I needed that money in order to actually buy any items at all in the early parts of the run, and then on every subsequent stage at the start of every stage is necessary. So, like, in those kinds of scenarios, something like life savings is in fact a very, very good item. Just straight up. Are those scenarios very likely to occur? No, but they do. They do occur. They're real. They happen sometimes. Hello. Get zapped by my electrified baseball glove. Hee hee. Gotcha. A lot of items could be considered. I had more points in my head for all of this, I swear. Like, this was a whole discussion that I wanted to have. Oh, right. Remember the whole ADHD thing I have to contend with. I lose my train of thought very, very often. One of the other things that really makes an item bad is just circumstance, context. Some items are actually just really, really terrible depending on the build that you have, or they're really, really good depending on the build that you have. In theory, if I wanted to make this run as impossibly difficult as was possibly possible, I would literally only take items that give me money and nothing else. If I did that, let's just say I wouldn't live very long because I wouldn't be able to do damage. I wouldn't be able to survive at all. Which was some of the theory crafting that I had to do for this run, as I had to figure out like what items I can take that will actually be bad but still work. Like I said, if I wanted to make the run as terrible as possible, I would take, say, only Snake Eyes, right? You know, the item that benefits from... That's not what I wanted to do. I can no longer walk there. That's really unfortunate. You know, the item that only benefits from failing shrines, right? This is a sacrifice run. There are no shrines, except mountain shrines, which don't count for that. So if I really wanted to make the run impossible, I'd just take a bunch of those. Take a bunch of smart shoppers, because then I'd have a bunch of money that I couldn't spend anything on. But that wouldn't be fun. It wouldn't be fun for me, and it wouldn't be fun for you. So I chose not to do that. I am probably going to accidentally take that sticky bomb down there, and there's not much I can do about it. Oopsie. That's fine. So instead of just taking items that would be really, really bad with, you know, nothing else, I'm taking items that still technically do something. Like, look, I've survived for 22, almost 23 minutes now. That's a pretty long time. That's pretty decent for a run like this. I don't know how much longer I can really go, though, especially without any of them. Is it telescopic sight? Is that what it's called? I feel like it's telescopic sight. I'm really, really going to need some of those if I want this to go anywhere, because there's going to come a point where all of the elites that spawn just have too much health, and I simply cannot deal with them otherwise. Does Voltaic Mitt actually damage Magma Worms? I feel like it should. Yeah, it does. Good. I should hope so. Well, the Magma Worms get zapped a little bit, I guess. Not much, but more than nothing. Ew, stop hitting me. That's rude. You're supposed to get hit by me, not the other way around. I still don't like how this is going. There's a sticky bomb. I legitimately forgot that was there. Okay, perfect. Well, now I can do damage. Oops. It's fine. It was inevitable that I would accidentally take the wrong item at some point. Whatever. Whatever. Just don't take any more and it's not going to be all that good. That's the point, right? God, what am I going to do here? Like, sure, I can just keep dancing around all these nerds, but not for very long. There's going to come a point where an overloading worm spawns and there will be nothing I can do about it. There's going to come a point when literally anything spawns and there's nothing I can do about it. Oh my gosh. Alright, fine. Ow. I meant to do that, I swear. Just keep getting zapped, please. Keep getting... Yeah, sure. If I wanted to take the worst equipment, I would just take the bouncing brain, but I don't feel too strongly compelled to do that, frankly. You know what I could probably take reasonably is, like, mobility. Hope with feathers, double jumps. I think there's some merit to that. Still do not like how this is going, though. I mean, like, look at that massive clump over there on the right, up on that little cliff face. That's a bit much. You know what I could try? Oh, hi there. At least this is the one enemy I know I can very easily deal with. What does that got? White item? Don't care right now. Yeah, okay. Did not mean to dodge roll there, that's fine. Well, what I'd like to try is taking the glowing meteorite, but I don't know if I'm going to get an opportunity to. Maybe if I can just lead all these things away here for a bit. Nope. No missiles, please. Lead those away. That's not the equipment box. Oopsie. No. Alright, fine. If you could just stand right here, just, you know, right where the voltaic mitt is. Thank you. Nope, right on the rope. Right on the rope, please. Thank you. Now, I doubt that a glowing meteorite's really going to help here, but I'm going to try it anyway. Give me that. Which means now I just get to wait for a bit. It's fine. So the accidental sticky bomb is already doing absolutely amazing wonders, I can tell. That was bad. Oh well, I guess. Accidents happen. Good lord. Yeah, if I could just get a single one of those sniper scopes. Telescopic sight, or whatever. If I could just get one of those, these large crabs could stop being so much of a problem. Because, wow, they are annoying me. We're doing this again. And now there's a magmaworm. That's fine. I should hope it's very blatantly obvious by now just how horrible this is. I've gotten a decent amount of items, but a decent amount of items is not enough in this game. Especially on monsoon difficulties, like this is. Remember in the original Risk of Rain when Head Stompers was considered a very, very bad item, but then in this game it's just like, it does ridiculous damage? Okay, glowing meteorite, save me, please. Look at that destruction over there on the right. That's pretty good. sure. And then I fall immediately like a dork. Okay. I meant to do that. There we go. That... Toxic centipedes are probably just going to be my best damage overall in every single sense. That is a... Didn't exactly mean to take that, but I have it now. No, not you. You're welcome to just stand right there. I will have more voltaic mitts soon, I promise. Yeah, well, like I said earlier, if in theory I can get enough Mysterious Vials to just out-heal most of what happens here, and enough max health from the Bitter Roots, perhaps the run can actually go somewhere. But I am, without a doubt, going to have to rely on Toxic Centipede damage to really do anything. Yeah. Now there's a Magma Worm. That's great. I love it. I would like to apologize if you can hear sirens in the background. For the sake of not overheating myself, my window is indeed open. However, if the sirens keep up, I might have to close it. I don't know yet. Where are you? Yeah. Okay. More Magma Worms! Yay! This run is a problem. It's a problem, but it's not dead yet. Whoops, not what I wanted. Part of me feels like I should just take a Wicked Ring, but I haven't even seen a red item yet. Hello? What's with the shaking? Alright. I'm closing my window. Apologies to me if it gets hot. It is my fault, but I don't like those coming through in my video. Thank you very much. There's a red item. Too little, too late. For the record, by the way, the reason that I picked the Commando for this run... Oh, shit. Where is it? And I'm dead. The reason that I picked the Commando for this run was because of the high attack speed with the telescopic sight, but then I forgot where the sight is, and I died. Oh man, do I want to do that again? No, absolutely freaking not. That is not fun. Anyway, thanks for watching. That was stupid. I'm gonna go do literally anything else now, because this item is bad. This item is also bad. The item that I couldn't find and thus didn't take is also bad. And I guess these are bad too. I'm just gonna go now. Have a nice day.